my name is Stephanie Harrelson from Huntington Bank. I'm a Retirement Plan Services Advisor. Gabby is with us today as well, so she is a local Traverse City advisor. And then we also have Mary Burnett joining us today. She is our education consultant for your plan. And so again, we're here to talk about 401k because let's be honest, we all want to retire someday, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole plan. We want to stop working and enjoy retirement. So really the best way to do that is through your retirement plan. Sorry, I need to come to the right spot to go to the next slide. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about how your plan works currently. Some of the changes that were made with the investments by moving to John Hancock. And then also the resources. Oh, look at Mary's here as well. So we're going to then also just talk about some of the resources now that are available to you with the John Hancock platform that we're using. So how your plan works, right now you have to be 18 to enter the plan. You're immediately available to enter and start making contributions to the plan. You can actually have the money come out of your paycheck in two different ways, pre-tax or Roth, which is after tax. We'll talk about that in a little bit more detail. You can change your deferral percentage quarterly. You can do that online as well. So that's something that wasn't available previously through American Funds. You have to fill out a form, you have to do that, but now you can actually go out to the John Hancock website and make that change online. If anyone isn't enrolled in the plan, you can also enroll online as well. So for 2023, you can defer your own money up to $22,500. If you're over age 50, then you can actually defer an additional $7,500. Now there has also been some changes that happened recently. May have heard about them, may not. We have because we're in this business, but there's the new Secure Act that just passed. And one of the things that Secure Act 2.0 does is it will actually allow for more catch-up contributions for people over the age of 50 as well. But that's to come. Right now for 2023, if you're over 50, you can go up to 30,000. Now, Roth and pre-tax. Again, two different ways you can have money come out of your paycheck. Roth is after tax. Pre-tax, it's just like it sounds. You're not paying tax on that money right now. You're going to defer the tax payment until later at retirement. The thought process with pre-tax is while you're in your working years, you might be in a higher tax bracket. So don't pay tax on that now. Defer it till later at retirement when you could possibly be in a lower tax bracket and pay less taxes overall. Now, Roth is available in the plan. It's different than a Roth IRA. I think we all kind of heard about Roth IRA. Roth 401k is different, but it's after tax. So you are currently paying tax right now on your contributions, and then later at retirement, you don't pay tax on your contributions, you've already paid taxes. The huge benefit of Roth is that your earnings over the years, as long as you're over age 59 and a half and you take your distribution and you've had the account for 5 years, are not taxed. So Roth is actually a really big benefit for participants who are on the younger side, because if you think of someone just starting out in their career and have 30, 40 years of possible earnings that won't be taxed, that's a huge benefit. Now, again, Roth and pre-tax, you can do both. You can do one or the other. The employer match is made whether you choose Roth, whether you choose pre-tax. It is a separate part of your account. Again, it's held inside the account. It's not outside the Roth IRA. Now the plan does have automatic enrollment, so this is really though for newer participants coming into the plan. Once you meet your eligibility requirements, then you enter the plan at 3% pre-tax, and you're automatically defaulted into an age-appropriate American Funds target date fund. And if you wanted to set up a different contribution amount, if you wanted to set up Roth instead of pre-tax, or if you didn't want to do anything in the account, you would have to log onto the John Hancock website to make any changes. So the employer match is a huge benefit to you. This is basically free retirement money, so we always suggest trying to save up to that full match contribution. The company matches 50% of the first 6%. So really, you should try to be doing 6% to get that full match contribution of 3%. There are withdrawals available within the plan. Withdrawals are also available online through the John Hancock website. You can actually request that right there. With an in-service withdrawal, you do have to just be age 59 and a half. You can withdraw your account, but you'll be able to roll over contributions at any time. And then once you reach age 65, you can request a portion of your account. A hardship withdrawal is available from the plan as well, if needed. There are specific reasons for taking a hardship withdrawal from the plan, and that is purchase of your primary residence, medical expenses, tuition, prevention of eviction, foreclosure, funeral expenses, and expenses due to casualty loss. Those do need to be documented, so there is a very specific reason of why you can take a hardship withdrawal. And then also when you separate from service or retirement, then you can withdraw your money. Now, again, at any time when you're taking money from a retirement plan, if we're saving pre-tax and you're going to take cash, taxes are going to be due at that time. So we do recommend any time that something is needed, for hardship, maybe there's a different way to, get that money before taking it from your retirement plan, because again, we want to save for retirement, and we don't want you to lose, any of your tax deferred status and having to pay taxes. And then also, like when you separate from service, 401k plans are portable and can be rolled over from employer to employer. So we always suggest trying to roll to another employer, to an IRA. You can roll money into the TechCraft plan as well. Because too, when you separate from service and take a withdrawal from your account, if you were saving pre-tax, you would owe 20% federal withholding, 4.25% from the state of Michigan, and if you're under age 59 and a half, you have a 10% early withdrawal penalty. So 34.25% right off the bat is being taken from the check. So that's why we always say, try rolling it over to an IRA or to another retirement plan just to avoid those penalties. So we're going to talk a bit about investments here. So the 401k plan, it has a variety of investment options. So previously, before with American Funds, we were limited to just what American Funds offered. Now with John Hancock, we have an open architecture available for the plan. You can view all of the investment options online. You can view prospectuses, you can view fund fact sheets, everything's available. If you don't choose an option for your investments in the plan, you are defaulted into the American Funds Target Date Retirement Series. So this is the same series that we were using previously at American Funds. We are able to, it's a good retirement target date series. So we wanted to still utilize that in John Hancock, which we are able to do. So if you were already in an American Funds Target Date Fund previously, that really just transferred right over. So with the target date investments, there is a professional that maintains your investment allocation in those, and it's really based on your expected retirement date. So for a younger participant, that might be the year 2060. So what that does is that 2060 investment is going to actually be aggressively invested right now, but then as we get closer to the year 2060, it's going to become more conservative automatically. There's a professional that maintains that allocation. So really they're based on their age-appropriate investment based on your age. And again, we do have the default of the American Funds Target Date. And so this is just a little bit more about the transition. You guys lived through it. We just wrote up the slide. But so effective December 20 is really when the plan moved from American Funds. That's when that transition started, or that's when the transition ended, I apologize. So it began in November. There was that blackout period where you couldn't do anything, couldn't make changes, but your existing balance moved from American Funds to the John Hancock series, and the investments that you were in were mapped to a life investment from American Funds to John Hancock. So one of the things that we're doing today is having those one-on-one meetings. So if you wanted to, well, I guess if you're signed up, that's what we want to talk about today too, is review your investments, make sure that everything is where you expect it to be. If you aren't signed up for today, I know Rob had mentioned it too, we can set up sometimes at, another date if we need to come back and have more discussions. But this is one of the things that we want to look at is your investments. Make sure, one, that it looks appropriate from where it was previously, but then also just to see, is it still an appropriate investment for you? Because maybe you set that investment target back in American Funds, 10 years ago. And, now we want to make sure is that still an appropriate mix for you as well. So many of the things that are benefits with the John Hancock platform. We talked about the variety of investments now that are available to you. Before, we were only able to select from American Funds. So when you are selecting American Funds and you're with American Funds as a record keeper, American Funds is technically making money off of your investments and as your record keeper. So one of the things that we're able to do with opening a wide variety of investments with a different record keeper is lower your overall cost. Now, one of the things that you didn't probably realize with American Funds is your cost for American Funds was in your expense ratio and your cost in your American Funds investments. So you didn't really understand or know that you were paying that cost with your investment because it really just affected the performance. So the performance on the new funds is a lot better and less expensive than the American Funds options that we were in previously. So that's one of the really big benefits of going to John Hancock is now Huntington is what we call your 338 investment manager. What that means is we actually have a team that looks at all of the investments and they choose the best investments, the ones with the less cost, ones with better performance. We look at manager tenure. We look at actually 16 different factors when we're choosing the investments. And we weren't able to do that before with American Funds because we could only choose American Funds. And we don't want to just choose one manager for the investments. So that's one of the things that Huntington is able to help with as well. And then John Hancock's website, I don't know, has anyone actually signed on to it yet?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you, but it's a lot better than American Funds. So it's a lot easier to access. There's a lot more education information, and not even just education around just 401k plans. There's a lot of other, savings options and savings education that's available on the website as well. And so then we did also talk about the overall cost savings to you as the participants with now having the John Hancock platform. So for those who haven't gone online yet, you can go to myplan.johnhancock.com to create your online account. The first time you log in, it's going to have you register, enter your last name, social security number, your date of birth. It's going to create your user ID and your password. If you are meeting with us later too and you haven't logged in, please bring your phone with you because a lot of times they'll either email you or text you a verification code as well. But then once you register, actually this is just create your profile information, registration, and confirmation. This is demo site right here.
It should.
Okay. No promises. Okay. So Jen, I can do. All right. So this is,
We don't see it.
there.
I think it's getting a presentation on it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, this is the demo.
You need to get on the PowerPoint, like escape on the PowerPoint.
Oh,
minimize the target.
I don't know, hopes then.
Oh, there we go. Oh, you said walk up there.
Good job.
Please need your All right. So this pulls out that box. There. Okay. So this looks a lot different than previously, if you've ever signed into your 401k at American Funds. But again, they give you your plan balance. They'll actually tell you you're 83% of the way there. There's calculators on here where you can enter in your compensation. It looks at your information, what you're deferring, and will actually provide a retirement calculator for you. Are you going to meet your goals? You can change that information. You can put in spousal information. You can put in outside accounts into the calculator, and it will actually tell you, am I going to meet my retirement goals? It does include Social Security, and contributions and savings that will give you an expense gap here as well. But just some of the options that are available on here, my retirement planner. But then again, your contribution percentage you can now change online. Your investments you can change online, and again, you'll see that it's a open wide platform on here. And then you can request a withdrawal, you can request a form. So this is again just reviewing your account information. It'll show you, you can do your statements on here, your rate of return, and then this is where too there's more education available to you as well. You can do your retirement advice, look at different investment strategies. There's this My Learning Center here, which this has different information. There's different badges you can earn. There's a whole bunch of different kind of little tutorials that you can do and go through. Look at that. And there's also one of the important things that we do want you to look at is selecting your beneficiary. Just like any benefit, we do want to make sure that you have a beneficiary set up so that if something were to happen to you, that you have beneficiary. So you can, under My Profile, there's beneficiaries. You can also add a beneficiary online as well.
Stephanie, how do you change your contribution?
So if you go to Manage and go to My Contributions, so here it will show you what your current rate is. So again, right now this is a demo, so there's some different options. So you've got pre-tax and you've got Roth. So I don't know if it'll actually let me do it on the demo. But in here, usually there's a box, it'll let you select a box, so it won't actually click in the box, the 3 or the 0, where you would just click in there, change your percentage, and then at the bottom, there's the change, you'll see the change button on here either. But that's how you would change your contribution percentage, and then that actually just gets routed. Okay. All right. Again, we're here all day, so even if you didn't sign up, if you have a question, feel free to let us know. So my contact information and Mary's contact information, and Gabby's contact information is all on the PowerPoint as well. So, again, if you need us, let us know. But are there any questions right now?
And so if we had a Roth 401k, it transferred over the Roth portion, and then the company match transfers over into the different account?
Correct. Yes. So because technically Roth is the after-tax, but company contributions, that's technically pre-tax money. So when you kind of get to retirement and you have your different kind of buckets of money, you have your Roth that you wouldn't have to pay tax on, but then the employer match just because it's pre-tax, so you would have to pay tax on the match. And that's where usually too it's a good thing to kind of look and see and maybe even balance out. If you've always been doing pre-tax up until now, maybe Roth is a good benefit for you. But we do always suggest, if you've always been saving pre-tax, it's a good idea to talk to your tax advisor, because if you're saving pre-tax, you're lowering your taxable income right now. So if you were to stop that and increase your taxable income and possibly put you into a different tax bracket, or, something like that, we definitely want you to have some tax advice in that instance. All right, any other questions?
Will end of year statements be coming from John Hancock or American Funds?
So end of year statements, we'll have to clarify.
I think she won from both, right?
Yeah, well,
Closing
so
statement.
we'll get one from like November to American Funds. So John Hancock's first one might actually be like November to March 31st. We'll have to clarify that with John Hancock to see if they'll do kind of one short one or if they'll do one big one.
But your statements are available in the portal. I did play around with it last year. So if you're interested, you can log into your portal and see it.
Cool. And then another special note that I didn't make during Hubble, but related, is your W-2s are available too on Paycor. So if you want to access those before they come in the mail, you can do that. I know most people sign up for Paycor. So thank you, Stephanie. Appreciate you being here. I'm super excited about the platform, the resources, the advisor. A lot of work went into it, a culmination of Lori's time, Jen's time, and Stephanie, of course, over the last year. Kind of started during the pandemic. So we're excited to finally launch it, and it seems to be smooth so far. But that is also because of a lot of the efforts of people in this room that you wouldn't otherwise know. So including Matt, and just trusting us to pick a new advisor, a new record keeper, and make our 401k better. So thanks everybody, and we'll talk soon.
Hey, can we all help get the room back in order? So let's stack the chairs, put the furniture back. Teamwork makes the dream work.